Hello, welcome to another DTC Employee Spotlight. I'm Tom Duggan for DTC3, here alongside Jeff Tanner, longtime employee of DTC Communications. In fact, Jeff, that's where we're going to start today. Let's talk about your time at DTC. Started back in 1994, and I know you've seen a lot of changes in the last 22 years. Talk about what you do at DTC and some of those changes you have seen over the past couple of decades.
Well, right now I work at on the wireless side. I do the cell phones. It's mostly all outside at the cell site and anything needs to be done there. And before I went on that, I was actually inside on the cell phone side of the house. I did the actual switch work, and prior to doing the wireless side, I worked on the landline side, and I was a CO technician for the landline. And then I was cable splicer before that. And I started as an installer repair, and that was my beginning.
You've really seen a lot of changes, though, when you talk about going back prior to cell phones the way we have them today, and of course internet and the way things have changed. You've seen things really get a lot faster, so to speak, in the technological world.
Oh yeah. Yeah, from, oh wow, look, we have a dial-up internet service. Then I watched ISDN come in and thought, oh, it's getting fast. Then, of course, DSL came along. Now I look back at all that, and it's like, how did we ever stand it?
Let's go back and talk about your military experience, because you, actually, I guess your telephone career kind of started in the military, but Jeff, you started out, I've learned recently, as a bomb loader. Talk about that and then your transition into the telephone industry.
Well, it started out as, it was called Aircraft Armament Systems Specialist, and I was stationed in Rome, New York. I went to school at Denver, Colorado, at Lowry Air Force Base to be a bomb loader, as you say. And I did that about 2.5 years. And I thought, well, what kind of job outside of this is there going to be?
Right.
And then I met some guys there at the squadron, you know, that were in the same dorm as me, but downstairs, and they were telephone splicers. And it's a long name for that too. I think it's line construction telephone specialist or something. It's just a big old long name. And got to talking to those guys, and those guys would, you know, stay in and they'd get out. And a lot of them some of them were leaving and going to work for Pacific Bell and Bell South and, you know, Northern Bell and the different bells, and they were going to make some good money. So I thought, I guess I'll trade in being able to get out and load baggage on an airplane to maybe something I could use in my future.
Probably a lot more safer at that.
I probably would be. So I changed over to the telephone splicing world and got my training and all that stuff done, and that rolled around about to the end of my 4 years. And we had the budget cuts come in, so they were going to shut down a lot of the active duty bases as far as telephone splicers. They were taking, it was called E&I squadrons, engineering and installation. And they moved all those jobs over to the guard units. So all the guard units got 50 times more work than they'd ever experienced. So I wound up getting out of active duty and going in the Guard in Chattanooga. And it's Air National Guard, and their 241st was a squadron number.
Let's jump over and talk about one of your true passions, that's horses. And talk about that and what got you interested in riding horses. I think pretty much it's been a lifelong thing for you, hasn't it?
There's pictures of me riding horses and I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Because I was too little. And my dad always rode, and my mom rode a lot. I just got into it at an early age, and I got to meeting kids my age that rode over here at the campground. There wasn't a bunch of us at that time, you know. It just grew from there. I just always enjoyed it. I've tried a couple of times to get out of it.
No success.
No.
Enjoy it too much.
It's worse when I try than it is just keep on.
Let's talk about, even when you were a boy, I've heard you talk about times when, of course, there's trails all over the place, but you might find a trail that actually wasn't a trail. You just like to go out and explore at times, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Well, we do that a lot now. You know, we'll get out and, well, we'll just, like right here behind the house, which you can't see with this apple tree in the way, but there's hills, you know, sometimes we'll just get out and ride where there's nothing.
Horseback riding seems to be just a family affair. I mean, everyone in your family, and here on your property, you've got family all up and down the road. But it seems like, I think I read where you said you don't have many family reunions because basically family's together all the time. And I guess that's brought together by riding horses together.
Well, actually, none of my family, believe it or not, none of the family on the road, my aunts and uncles, none of them ride.
Really?
No. And on my dad's side, not many of my dad's family rides. I've got a couple of cousins that ride, but it's pretty much rooted strictly from my dad, and he took a love for it. And I'm not real sure where he got his love for riding. He's never really said. I just grew up in it and enjoy it, and of course my kids like it. My grandson just loves it.
Jeff, let's talk about some of your horses. I believe you said you've got 4 horses, and let's talk about one in particular named Oreo. I'll let you tell us about your horses.
Well, Oreo is the one that I've rode I've rode him since he was 16 months old, and actually the horse I was riding in the book, I forgot to put in there that was Maverick. That's my other old gelding that I have, and I've just recently acquired him, and I've been riding him a lot here lately. And then, of course, the other 2 horses, my daughter's got one, Jessie. It's in the barn there. That other little horse, that's actually her horse, and we got a small horse for Colton that we take care of, that he rides.
Let's talk about your affiliation with the Cannon County Walking Horse Association. I believe you're vice president, and I know that's one of the largest horseback riding associations, I believe, in the state of Tennessee, with over 1,000 members. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes, it is. It's very large.
Talk about it, talk about your involvement in that, and talk about some of the activities that the association does.
I've done stuff and worked there, and I've been on the board of directors, for years, and this year I got elected as vice president, which is a big honor to me. And we have 2 big horse rides a year. We have Memorial Day and Labor Day weekend. That's the 2 big rides that we have. And we ride from town and come all the way from Woodbury, leave the fairgrounds and come through town on Saturday before the Memorial Day weekend, and we ride to Short Mountain. This year the ride's going up Seals Holler. It's usually that's how we go, because that's the quickest way from there to here pretty much. And it seems like over the past few years, since everybody's got nice horse trailers, everything's setting up a little different from what it used to be. And back in the old days, it was always about the ride. That's when we used to ride 20, 30 miles, because it was about the ride.
Right.
Now it's more about the camping and the family and, stuff like that. So the ride is still a big thing. Coming from town, we still love to have the big parade coming through town, and it's on YouTube most of the time. You can see it on YouTube. Of course, we have a horse show on Sunday night. We have a live band on Saturday nights. We have a band and a dance. And then this year on Friday nights, we're gonna try a little something different. We're gonna try karaoke on Friday nights.
Uh-oh. You getting involved in that?
I don't know if I'll be doing any singing. Probably not. But we're gonna try it. We tried it on our one-day ride that we just had, because we have 2 big one-day rides, and one of them is in the spring, in April usually. And it's a remembrance ride. It's for all those that have went on before us. We remember our friends and family that used to ride with us, and they're no longer here to ride. So we have a ride dedicated to them. And then, of course, we have that ride also. You can dedicate it to a horse if you've lost a horse, because we all consider our horses part of our family too. Right. And it's kind of a fundraiser for us, because we're trying to, it takes a lot of money to keep a campground up. I mean, it does. It takes a lot, because we own land on the mountain to have a place to ride. Right. That's the whole purpose. So we try to keep enough money where if something comes for sale, we can purchase it, and my kids and their kids will have somewhere that they can go ride their horse. Seeing your daughter and your grandson take interest in something you've been so passionate about, what does that mean to you? The world. It means the absolute world. I've enjoyed watching that, and I don't get to ride as much as I once did, because I have my grandson, and he likes paw time an awful lot. That's great, that's great. So I may not get to ride in the same passion that I used to ride, where it was dedicated to, hey, I'm gonna be riding this day, and that's it. Yeah. I'm riding, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Well, Jeff, it's obvious you're very passionate about it. I know you said you've tried to give it up a time or two, but just seeing the look in your eyes, I can tell just how much you love your horses and the family time and the horseback riding, all of it. Folks, so if you see Jeff Tanner out in the community in a DTC truck, you know he's hard at work, but you can believe if he's not in a DTC truck, chances are he may be on a horse, out on a horseback riding trail somewhere near your own community. For Jeff Tanner, for DTC3 and this Employee Spotlight, I'm Tom Duggan.